Hi there, dear Leos. This is Kim here to do your next 3-day messages. And oh my goodness, I have tried to start this reading so much. I think this is like the 7th time. So I finally decided, let's start with the White Light Oracle. The message, it's because the messages are heavy. And even the song that was coming through was Nirvana, Something in the Way. You know that song? Something in the way. Something in the way. Something like that. That was coming up and like, yeah, it goes in alignment with what I'm feeling with this reading. Why can't I get this reading out? So we're going to start with this, and then this might help push us in a positive direction. Nirvana won't. Okay. Positive direction. By the way, if you need a private reading, the information's in the description box below. They start at $20, and I would like to thank you for supporting me through those. You all have been really nice about that. Starting with Karma of Kutahala, though, 43. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so this is Alana Fairchild, White Light Oracle. It's talking about your soul passion. So, yeah, being powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and then changing your outer reality. So, it says, if you're seeking to make a commitment, do so when it connects to your heart. And know that whatever appears, you shall prevail, you shall arise. Call it being led by your heart. Yeah, and in the first reading, I got the King of Cups twice. That's about taking action from your heart, leading from your heart. 33, Yeshi, what is that, Sogil, 333, says, you shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent, so stay connected to your path no matter what, and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed. Yeah, know that you are directly connected to the powerful divine light within. There can be dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely on your spiritual connection. Wow. This was a great Indian master who was called upon to subdue the demons that were causing difficulties from the people of the Paro Valley. That's interesting. Because in the first few readings I was doing, I was getting the 9 of Swords energy. It was just so overwhelming. That card is about like being in a place of mental torment, and so maybe you're undergoing some kind of spiritual warfare right now. It would be a sign that you're shifting, is what I would think. Yeah. I think it's a sign that you're shifting, and this is a sign that you're being protected right now from some kind of force. And remember, these forces that spiritually come after people will try to make you have doubt in your own confidence. They will try to make you think that whatever dreams you have achieving in this lifetime it's just not going to be achieved because of whatever it is, and they will get into your mind. That's where they really get you, is in your mind. So best to live from your heart. Yeah, so I think that might be what's going on right now, because like I said, I tried to do this reading like 7 times, and there's something that keeps saying no, and I don't know, just it's a weird energy here. All right, Bastet. I love Bastet. Okay, there's the cat on here, and she is associated with 174 hertz. And 174 hertz is that pain relieving frequency. It's the frequency that the cat's purr is telling you that things that seem very difficult right now are soon going to be very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. They're kind of wanting you to chill and relax as much as you possibly can by slowing down and grounding. It's asking you to take more time to heal, rest, and relax. And if you've been too hard on yourself, it's time to be kind to yourself. So that's what Bastet is telling us. And there's a lot more about Bastet, which you can look her up. She's a goddess, Egyptian goddess. You can look her up if you feel like it. So what else for Leo? Two of Cups. Okay, Two of Cups. Nice. Two of Pentacles. 2-2. The Death card. It's just the Tower card. Wow, I mean, and it just landed right on top of that Two of Cups, didn't it? Might be a relationship that's not working out that great. Maybe a time to close the chapter or close having an ending. It really reminds me of a near-death experience that Death card does. See that? Like portal or open light to the tunnel. Interesting. Because it may be time for some type of like real harmonious partnership to come in. And before that comes in, there's a lot of change and transformation, obviously, that's going to go on. See, because, so I have the Tower. This Two of Pentacles is about change, making decisions that bring about harmonious change in our life, right? And so I don't know if you've been like debating a change like with a partnership. It really seems like that for me. For some of you all, no, for most of you all, it seems like that for me. This is really heavy Scorpio energy transformation. What's it leading to? Another two. Two of Swords. It's leading to this decision to split. To make a heavy, it's a heavy decision, but I feel like you have clarity here. And to be honest, I think a lot of your focus is probably on your work at the moment. You're keeping yourself busy with the Eight of Pentacles. So you have 2-2-2 in your spread, and Ace of Swords is bringing you clarity, and it also brings victory. You can see it as like a victory card because we have the clarity kind of like to know what we want to do. I do think there's a big focus here on your work and keeping busy, but something is changing and transforming when it comes to your relationships, especially those like intimate personal relationships. when I see the Two of Swords, and I also have like other two, okay, obviously you've got a lot of choices going on here, major choices, but I usually see it as when we're deciding to split, but we have been postponing it for whatever reason, and it's like, well, this clarity comes in, and I don't know, there's just a big focus here on what works for you, and also just your work in general. Let's get some from the 108 Oracle. Or we can, yeah, we'll switch. I'll get clarification on these cards right here. Whatever it is, this decision that you're going to make, it's really powerful. And it looks like you have like all the tools and abilities here in order to make this decision work out for you. So I see money success here with the Eight of Pentacles, at least financial success. Keeping yourself busy. Okay, give us a little more on this situation for Leo. Wow. That's why I'm thinking you might not think that this is coming in, but it is coming in. You have something really beautiful coming in. And like, I don't want to exclude people that are in a partnership right now that they're absolutely loving. If you are, then great. And that just means that everything else is like transforming in your life around it. Okay, but for most of you all, I have a feeling it is a partnership that is changing, ending, and you going towards this. Something that you thought was, like that Bastet card said, something that you thought was very difficult or even impossible is going to be made possible in a magical way, right? You have the unicorn. And the unicorn, we have the tiger, we have the rising phoenix, and we have the cat and the unicorn. So any of those symbols might be something special to you too. Believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbows, aspire, and happily ever after. And see this card on the bottom, I feel whenever I see this card, it's like telling somebody, you're either telling a person or a job or even an energy, you know, with those like spiritual attack type energy. You're pulling up the bridge, you're protecting yourself, not allowing somebody into your energy. Like they're not a fit anymore. They're just not a fit. Tell me about spiritual warfare. Spirit. Is that coming through? Yeah, you know, and I was doing I did a drawing this morning. I should go get it to let you see it was kind of like my view of spiritual warfare. Hang on, let me get it. Okay, so it's not the best drawing, but I did it this morning because it reminds me of spiritual warfare when something's trying to, this like other energy is trying to get into your head, you know? And so that's what I did this morning. And I feel like it kind of has something to do with your reading. Like there's some kind of spiritual warfare going on. Yeah, like I did that when I was doing that. I was thinking of parasitic energy. So this is just saying, yeah, well, you are heeding the call. Spiritual warfare. You got the cross and the fish hook. So this energy here, this is saying that yes, you have divine mission and purpose. You have a light that shines so bright that you do get energies that want to stop it or get into your head in some kind of way, right? And so just being aware of that sometimes can give us more strength to fight back or put up our shields, call in our angelic protection more than ever, you know. However, it's trying to do that. But this is the con game, is trying to lure you into a situation that makes you feel powerless or helpless. Even a con game energy, but it switches. And so the fish actually found in the Bible quite a bit, right? It's like God's math when it comes to fish, because they seem to be pretty plentiful in the book. But it leads to great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance. And so this type of spiritual warfare would try to stop a major transformation in your life, or stop you from closing out cycles and chapters in order to keep you caught in something, right? In a certain energy where you're not shining as bright. And this is just saying that they're not going to be successful at that, right? So is there a new partnership here coming in for Leo? Well, you might be partnering with yourself first more than anything. Here's a timing card on the bottom. I have a timing card of 3 to 6 months. That's interesting on the bottom. So the Master card says discipline, working smart, focus, structure, teaching, training, conquer, overcome, controlled, learning a skill, in the flow, authoritarian, commanding presence. Another 9. And remember, 9s are the culmination of all the other numbers. So it's the culmination of everything from your past coming up for the great harvest, the great closing, so that you can step into the new cycle, the new season. Wow, too many. Let's just do 1 or 2 at a time, please. That's nice. Wow, guys. You don't believe that. Yeah, because you don't have the blinders on anymore. Okay. There's something that's coming in because we decided to see something for how it is. Whoa. You see all those energies there? Make sure you can see all of them. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we've stepped out of any kind of victim mentality. Anything that was stopping us from seeing things clearly, we have kind of stepped away from. And our focus is back. I have the Yacht card, which says you're headed towards affluence, luxury, mobility. Pretty soon things are going to be a lot smoother sailing than what you were used to. It says wealth, prosperity, extravagant. And then the Motherlode card is the millionaire, billionaire card. It's huge. It's the biggest card in that deck for your prosperity. So I said, I think you're like, keep working on whatever you're working on, because this is what you're headed towards. And so right before you head, it's all because it's mastery energy too, but right before you step into that energy, because see, it says happening now and happening soon, there's going to be things that are going to try to fight you from, one, believing that it's true. They're going to try to do whatever they can to get you pulled back into old cycles, habits, or patterns, or even relationships that held you back. Anything to get into the mind of the Leo that's about to shine really bright and actually you're stepping into a time where it's like divine inheritance is going to be yours. Shift of the energies is bringing a shift of where the money is going, and this is pretty evident right now. We see this. We see like the tower energy, right? We see collapse happening, and it's because everything's shifting around. So this is big here. This is why this reading has been hard for me to get out, is because they don't want you to know that you're going to be very, very successful and put in this place where your light is meant to shine. You're coming from a place of love. You're meant to radiate your love and speak your truth with clarity here with the Ace of Swords. What you have to offer is part of the divine's plan for seriously, like, control of what things are going to look like. You're part of that plan. You have to, like, keep the faith here about that for yourself. And now I understand the energy completely, because at first I was like, maybe this is just me. Like, why am I having trouble getting this reading out 7 times? Why am I having trouble? 7 is a number associated with spiritual challenges. So it makes sense. It's because you're right there. I'm not a tarot reader that tries to fluff your feathers or make you, I try to stay positive, but I'm going to tell you what the cards are telling me to tell you, and then whatever messages I get. And this message is clear as day, is that you're about to be wildly successful. And because of that, everything is changing. Chapters are changing and transformations going on. And you have to know that because of this divine purpose and because of your divine light, mentally, you're going to get these energies that will try to make you doubt it or stop it. But you're the divine warrior, so I don't think anything's going to stop you. Let me get a little bit more information here about it makes sense. Death. Closure. The Sun. And these are mixed, right? So it could have been in the reverse. So the Sun is coming out to guide you, to give you energy, giving you a new experience. The old on its way out, new experience on its way in. You will be celebrating. Some of you will actually be moving or on the move, traveling, maybe for work, or just having fun. Yeah, see, there's all these energy. These are the 5 of Wands is the energy that's trying to distract you, get you off focus, make it so that you don't finish something or that you don't do something, right? So I see you celebrating, and there be maybe you're in transition where you're going to be meeting new people that are meant to, like, enjoy this with you. Some people will not be going with you for this new experience, and I say, like, so be it, because you would know if they were supposed to, or if they were supposed to be part of this death energy, where it's a done chapter. So Knight of Wands, moving right along with passion, with speed, maybe actually traveling a lot, I think. Something's going to happen pretty fast. 88, I am wealthy. That was so weird. Okay. Let's close out with an angel number message for you. 27, 19, which is the number of the sun, which is your energy too. 111. 18. So 18, 19, 27, and 111. 27 says you are compassionate and you value freedom of expression. You want to improve conditions with people in the community, country, or the world at large. I'm expressive. 18 is you are open-minded, and it's another card about for the greater good. Basically, it's like that cross card. Both of these are saying that what you're doing is for the greater good. Even the spiritual battles that you have to face before your ultimate imminent rise, right? Yeah, ensure your goals are aligned with the collective need and the highest good of all. I am kind-hearted. 19, I am a pioneer. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and work, and you aren't afraid to take the big risks to achieve the life that you desire. I am a pioneer and a leader. 111, angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor so you can co-create with the universe a life you love. I am creative. And never forget, your angels are always by your side helping guard you. So it's really important too, if you feel if you are ever feeling extra down or very overwhelmed by energy, that you call upon your angels. In almost every situation it will work to kind of wrap you up in their light. If you can envision that, you can be assured that that is actually what they are doing. Yeah, so that's what I've got, and I'm sending you light and love as usual. Appreciate you being here with me, Leos. Bye.